Today, we're taking a look at some of the best strategy games you can play on your PS5 right now in 2025. If you like putting your brain to work and leading armies, building cities, or just outsmarting your opponents, you're in the right place. Let's check them out. Songs of Silence. This one is a pretty new release, so here's the deal. The world in Songs of Silence is falling apart. There's this creepy thing called the Silence that's basically eating everything. Towns, forests, even people. Yeah, it's pretty dark. You play as a leader trying to stop it, protect your people, and kind of bring some hope back. The world looks beautiful, but super messed up, and your job is to fix what you can. The game's split in two parts. First, there's this big map where you plan stuff. You move your armies around, collect stuff, build up your land, all that good strategy stuff. It's turn-based, so you can take your time, no rush. And then when a battle starts, it switches to real time. But it's not like fast and crazy. You don't need to click a million buttons. You've got a hero with special powers like magic cards, and you use them at the right moment to win fights. It's more about smart moves than quick fingers. You can pick between 3 different groups to play as, and they all feel different. One uses magic and weird spells, another is more nature and old school vibes, and the last one's all knights and swords. It's cool to try them all out and see what fits your style. The story's going on the whole time too. You meet new people, make choices, and slowly figure out what this silence thing really is. It's not just random text. And also, let's appreciate the art style of this game. It looks like a storybook with hand-drawn pictures that move. It's really pretty and kind of different from most games out there. The style is easy on the eyes, so you won't get bored just looking at it. And again, the core is that the gameplay is a mix of 2 things. First, you manage your kingdom on a big map. You move your armies, collect stuff, and make plans. This part is turn-based, so you can think and take your time. Then, when your armies fight, the game switches to real-time battles on a grid. You don't have to control every soldier. Instead, you use your hero's special powers by playing cards. It's like using magic spells at the right time to win the fight. That part is pretty fun and makes the battles feel alive. On the PS5, the game looks sharp and runs smooth. Loading times are fast, so you don't waste time waiting. The controls are simple and work well with the controller, which is always a plus. Overall, Songs of Silence is a great pick if you want a strategy game that's easy to get into but still makes you think. It looks awesome and plays well without being too hard or confusing. If you're into fantasy strategy games and want something different from the usual stuff, give this one a shot. And also, the game is 40% off on sale right now until June 5th, so make sure to grab it. XCOM 2 and Collection. Okay dude, if you've ever wanted to be that guy who saves the world from aliens with big brains and even bigger guns, XCOM 2 is your jam. It's basically you as an alien, but not in a run and gun kind of way. No, this one's all about thinking ahead, playing smart, and praying your shots don't miss. They still might, even at 95% pain. So here's the setup. Earth lost the first war against aliens. Yeah, we're already screwed from the start. Now the aliens run the place, pretending they're helping humans, but they're actually doing creepy experiments and taking over everything. To the leader of XCOM, the Resistance, trying to take the planet back, one mission at a time. The gameplay is super tactical. You move your squad of soldiers, turn by turn, across different maps. You tell them where to go, when to duck for cover, when to shoot, hack, or toss a grenade, and every move matters. Like a wrong step and boom, your favorite soldier's toast, and when they die, they're gone for good. Permadeath, baby. But here's the cool part, you can customize your squad. Give them cool armor, new weapons, funny hats, even name them after your friends, and then cry when they die horribly. As they survive missions, they get stronger, learn new abilities, and become total legends. Unless they get shot in the face by a space snake. Outside of combat, you're managing a flying base, you're building new rooms, researching tech, making weapons, sending out spies. A lot of brain work. It's like running a secret alien fighting school in the sky. Now, if you grab the XCOM 2 collection, you get all the DLC and the War of the Chosen expansion, which is a huge deal. It adds new enemy types, badass hero units, special factions that join your fight, and tons more systems that make the game way deeper. Honestly, it turns a great game into a masterpiece. So yeah, if you're cool with games that make you think hard and break your heart when your best soldier misses a shot and gets vaporized, XCOM 2 is perfect. It's tough, it's addicting, and when a plan works perfectly, it feels awesome. Northgard. Okay, picture this. Vikings, snowy lands, wolves trying to eat your face, and the constant fear of winter coming. That's Northgard in a nutshell. It's a strategy game, but not in that super sweaty, micromanage everything all the time way. It's chill, until it's not. So here's what's up. You control a Viking clan that just found this mysterious frozen land called Northgard. You're here to explore, settle, survive, and hopefully not freeze to death. Each game starts small, like you've got a tiny camp, a couple villagers, and that's it. Then you slowly expand, building new stuff like farms, barracks, woodcutters, and healing huts. What makes it fun is that every clan plays differently. One might be all about trading and money, another's built for battle, and there's even one that can tame freaking giant bears. So depending on who you pick, your strategy totally changes. Now here's where it gets spicy. Winter. When that season hits, your food and firewood drop fast. If you didn't prep properly, your people start starving and freezing, so you always gotta plan ahead, stock up, and make smart calls. It's less about rushing enemies and more about managing your land, keeping your people happy, and growing slow but strong. There's combat too, don't worry. You can train warriors, attack rival clans, or fight off mythical creatures like Draugr, zombie Vikings, basically. But even battles feel thoughtful. It's not just about having the biggest army, it's about when and where you fight. And the map is made of different zones that you claim. Each one's got limited space and different resources, so you have to think carefully about how you grow. It's like playing chess in the snow, but with Vikings yelling in the background. So yeah, Northgard is a chill but challenging strategy game with survival vibes, awesome Viking flavor, and just enough chaos to keep things interesting. If you like games where every choice matters and managing your people is just as important as fighting, this one's a solid pick. Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. So this one's like the ultimate medieval sandbox game. Think big battles, castle sieges, horse charging, and running your own kingdom, all at the same time. It's kind of like if Total War, Skyrim, and Age of Empires had a messy, glorious baby. You start off as nobody, just some random dude with a sword and a dream. But the cool part, you can become literally anything. Want to be a feared warlord, a rich merchant, a sneaky raider, a noble lord, all of it's on the table. There's no set story forcing you down one path, it's totally up to you. The map is huge and open. You roam around, visit towns, trade stuff, recruit soldiers, and slowly build your crew. Then boom, you're leading your own little army. Battles are real time and they are epic, like hundreds of dudes on horses and foot clashing in full-on chaos. And you're right there in the middle, swinging your sword and trying not to get brained. You control your troops too, like telling archers where to stand, where to charge cavalry, that kind of thing. And if you're smart, you can outplay way bigger forces just by using good tactics. Or, you know, just run in screaming and hope for the best. That works too, sometimes. What makes it even cooler is how deep it goes. You can marry into noble families, take over towns and castles, join or start your own kingdom, mess with politics, and even make laws. There's a whole economy system too, like buying low, selling high, and setting up trade routes. Basically, Bannerlord is this giant medieval sandbox where you can live out your conquer the world fantasy however you want. It's got strategy, RPG stuff, massive battles, and more freedom than most games know what to do with. If you're the type who wants to build a legacy from scratch, lead armies, and shout charge while riding into battle on a warhorse, yeah, this one's calling your name. Marvel's Midnight Suns. Imagine the Avengers, but they're teaming up with dark, spooky magic heroes instead of just punching aliens. That's Midnight Suns. It's a strategy game, but not the usual move your soldier here, shoot that guy type. This one mixes superhero action with card-based tactics and a lot of chill hangout time at your secret base. Here's the setup. Some ancient demon lady named Lilith is trying to take over the world classic. She's got dark magic, evil minions, and even some corrupted superheroes under her control. You play as the Hunter, Lilith's long-lost kid who's kind of the only one with the power to stop her. Gameplay time, the missions are turn-based fights, but instead of just clicking to attack, you use cards. Each hero, like Iron Man, Blade, Ghost Rider, Captain Marvel, etc., has their own deck of ability cards. You draw a hand, pick your moves, and chain cool stuff together. 1 minute you're blasting Hydra dudes with magic, next you're drop kicking a demon into a barrel of fire. It's super flashy, but you still gotta think about positioning combos and who to use when. Outside of battles, you're chilling at the Abbey, your base, and I mean chilling, like walking around, petting your demon dog, chatting with heroes, building friendships, unlocking new cards, customizing your outfit. Yeah, there's a lot of downtime if you want it. It's like half strategy game, half superhero hangout sim. The better friends you become with heroes, the more powerful they get in battle. Plus, you get to pick who to bring on missions so you can build your dream team. Want to roll with Wolverine and Doctor Strange? Go for it. Prefer Spider-Man and Nico? That works too. So yeah, Midnight Suns is a bit of a wild mix. It's got tactical card combat, deep character upgrades, and surprisingly wholesome moments with some of the edgiest Marvel characters. If you like superheroes but want something way different than the usual beat 'em up, this game's got some serious charm.
I wonder what Professor Xavier has been up to recently. I'm sure he's noticed all the commotion.
Baldur's Gate 3. So this one, it's big, like real big. We're talking one of the most detailed, deep, and choice-heavy RPGs ever made. But don't worry, I'll break it down nice and easy. Basically, you wake up with this creepy little brain worm in your head. Yeah, gross, and it's turning people into monsters. You're not the only one infected though. There's a whole squad of weirdos you meet who are also dealing with the same thing. You team up, try to figure out how to get rid of it, and in the process, things get wild. The game is set in this huge fantasy world called the Forgotten Realms. It's classic Dungeons and Dragons stuff, magic, elves, goblins, gods, all that nerdy goodness. But the cool part, you don't have to know any of that going in. The game kind of teaches you along the way. Now, gameplay-wise, it's turn-based combat. You move your party around, take turns fighting, and you can do some crazy stuff, like throw a chair at a guy, set him on fire, teleport out of there, and then shove someone off a cliff. It's super open and creative. If you can think of it, the game probably lets you try it. But here's the real juice, the choices. Bro, everything you do matters. You want to play as a good guy saving villages? Cool. Want to be a total psycho and burn everything down? Also cool, but maybe talk to someone about that. Every convo, every quest, every decision changes how the story plays out. People remember stuff. They react to what you say and do. It's honestly wild how much freedom you get. And the companions? Absolute legends. You got a vampire rogue, a fiery wizard lady with a temper, a sassy cleric, a guy with a brain pet pole problem worse than yours. Each one has their own backstory and personality. You can romance them too, if that's your thing. And yeah, the romance scenes can get real spicy. So yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 is like playing the most intense D&D session of your life, but with top-tier graphics, voice acting, and choices that actually hit hard. If you love story, characters, and being able to do literally whatever you want in a fantasy world, this one's a masterpiece.
Blesses me this day. Together, we might survive.
Civilization 6. So this game is like playing a giant game of let's build the biggest, coolest empire ever. You start way back in the Stone Age with just a few people, and your job is to grow that into a massive civilization that rules the world. What makes it really chill is that it's turn-based, so you're not racing against the clock or freaking out trying to do a million things at once. You can just sit back, think about your moves, and plan how to grow your cities, explore the map, or maybe throw a surprise attack on your neighbors. There's a bunch of stuff to do, like research new tech, think inventions like writing or gunpowder, build cool districts in your cities like science labs or theaters, and manage your resources. Now here's the thing, winning isn't just about fighting wars. You can win by being the smartest with science, or by having the coolest culture that everyone wants to copy, or if you're feeling spicy, you could just build a huge army and crush anyone who gets in your way. There's lots of ways to play, so it doesn't get boring. Plus, the game has these awesome world wonders you can build, stuff like the Great Wall or the Colosseum. Building these feels super satisfying because they give your civilization big perks and just look cool on the map. Now I gotta warn you, Civ 6 can totally suck you in. Like, you'll tell yourself just one more turn and suddenly it's the middle of the night and you're still deciding if you want to build another farm or start a war with that sneaky neighbor. It's addicting, dude. So yeah, if you want a game where you get to be the boss of a whole civilization, make big decisions, and feel like a history genius without doing homework, this one's a winner. Railway Empire 2. So here's the scoop. You get to design and manage your own railway company. You build tracks, buy trains, and connect cities so your trains can haul passengers and goods all over. It's like being a train tycoon, but with a lot of strategy mixed in. The game's got this old school vibe with trains from the 1800s and early 1900s, so you're not just building any trains, you're building classic steam engines and stuff. You gotta pick the best routes, upgrade your trains, and make sure you're making money without screwing up the logistics. If you mess up your routes or don't have enough trains, your business can tank real fast. What's cool is you get to handle everything from choosing what kind of cargo to carry, like coal, food, or mail, to managing employees and even researching new tech to get better trains and faster engines. It's got a nice balance of building, planning, and some light business stuff. The map layouts are pretty big and detailed, so there's always room to expand and try different strategies. Plus, the game throws challenges your way, like competing companies trying to steal your customers, or managing tricky terrain when laying down tracks. Honestly, it's kind of relaxing, but also makes your brain work. It's not super fast-paced, so you can chill and plan your moves carefully. And if you love trains or just building stuff that actually works, this game will keep you busy for hours. So yeah, if you want to feel like a railroad boss and make your own empire one track at a time, Railway Empire 2 is a solid pick. Two-Point Campus. So in this game, you're the big boss of a college campus, but don't think it's some boring, serious school. Nah, it's super goofy and wild. You get to build everything. Classrooms, dorms, cafeterias, libraries, even fun stuff like game rooms or outdoor chill zones. But here's the best part. The classes you run aren't your usual math or history. Nope, you can teach stuff like cheese rolling, stand-up comedy, or UFO hunting. Yeah, it's as weird and hilarious as it sounds, and that's what makes it so much fun. You gotta keep your students happy too, which isn't always easy. They get hungry, tired, or just goof off, and sometimes they get into all kinds of crazy trouble, like pranking each other or sneaking into parties. Managing professors is a whole other story. Some are pretty normal, but others? Totally eccentric. Like one might be obsessed with magic and another could be a mad scientist type. You have to make sure they're teaching well and keeping the students in line. Gameplay is all about building your campus the way you want it and managing it so everything runs smoothly. You hire staff, set up the right classes, and watch your money, because if your budget tanks, you're screwed. You also get to decorate your campus with fun stuff, plants, statues, food stands that make it look cooler and keep everyone happy. One thing I really dig about this game is how it's chill, but still keeps you thinking. You're juggling budgets, managing wild students, and trying to make your campus the best out there. Plus, the game throws in random events and little stories that keep things interesting, like a student stealing a giant sandwich, or a professor going on a rant. Honestly, it's kind of like being a principal, but way more fun and way less stressful. If you're into games where you get to build stuff, make decisions, and laugh at silly moments, this is a great pick. So yeah, if you want to make the weirdest, coolest college ever and see your crazy students and teachers do their thing, Two-Point Campus is where it's at. Divinity Original Sin 2? So this game is like stepping into a crazy fantasy world where you're not just some random hero, you're a god-woken, which is basically someone who might become a god one day. Sounds fancy, right? But the world you're in, it's messy, there's magic everywhere, weird creatures, and everyone's got their own shady plans. You gotta figure out who's your friend, who's the real villain, and what kind of crazy stuff is going down. The battles? They're turn-based, so you take your time and think before you move. It's kind of like chess, but with fireballs and swords. You can do all sorts of cool tricks, like freezing bad guys, throwing barrels of oil and then zapping them with lightning for a big boom, or even turning enemies into toads. Yeah, seriously. The combos you can pull off are wild, and it feels awesome when you mess up your enemies with clever moves. One thing that's super cool is how you can play solo or with friends. If you're playing with buddies, sometimes you'll argue about what to do next. Dude, don't attack, let's talk. But that's part of the fun. And the world is huge, with tons of secrets and weird side quests that'll make you laugh or scratch your head. Also, you don't have to just fight all the time. Want to sneak around, charm people, or talk your way out of a sticky spot? You can do that too. The game lets you handle things pretty much however you want, which makes every playthrough feel different. Honestly, if you like fantasy games that are deep but don't make your brain hurt too much, much and you like messing around with cool magic and story choices, this game is a total win. Just be ready to spend some hours on it. It's kinda addictive. They are billions. So, the whole world is basically overrun by zombies, like, not just a few, but billions of those creepy, slow-moving brain eaters everywhere. Your job? Build a colony that can survive this zombie mess. You gotta make walls, defenses, houses, and farms. All that stuff to keep your people safe and happy. Sounds simple, but man, it's not. One slip-up and a huge wave of zombies comes crashing through your walls and it's game over. The game is kinda like a mix between building a city and fighting off zombies. You gather resources like wood and stone to build things, but you gotta do it fast because the zombies keep coming. It's turn-based in a way, but mostly you're managing your time and making smart choices about what to build and when. The real fun is when the zombies attack. You don't just watch them walk in, they come in big groups that get bigger and tougher as you go. You have to place turrets, train soldiers, and set up traps to stop them. It's like you're building a giant zombie fortress, and every little part has to work perfectly. What I liked is how the game makes you think about everything, like should you build a farm here or put a watchtower instead? Do you spend your money on more walls or better weapons? Every choice matters, dude. And the map is big so you can explore different places, but going too far out means more danger from zombies. Also, the look of the game is kinda cool. It's got this old-timey steampunk vibe with machines and tech that help you fight off the horde. It's not just brains and zombies, there's some neat gadgets to mess around with too. Honestly, if you like strategy games that keep you on your toes and you don't mind a tough challenge with zombies, They Are Billions is perfect. Just don't get too confident or those zombies will eat you up fast. Crusader Kings 3.
He never understood.
This game is like a giant family drama, but with knights, castles, and a ton of politics. Seriously, it's less about battles and more about managing your royal family and all the messy stuff that comes with ruling a kingdom. So you start off as a medieval ruler, maybe a duke, king, or even an emperor, and your job is to keep your dynasty alive and kicking for generations. You gotta deal with family stuff like marriages, births, deaths, and yeah, even some nasty betrayals. It's like Game of Thrones, but you're the main character and you decide how the story goes. The cool thing is, this game isn't just about fighting wars, though you do get to do that too. You spend a lot of time making alliances, spying on enemies, and handling your nobles who might want to stab you in the back, literally or politically. Plus, you get to make decisions that change your kingdom, like picking laws, managing your court, and deciding what kind of ruler you want to be.
With daggers, not
Gameplay-wise, it's mostly a big map with tons of regions and everything happens in slow motion so you can think through your moves. You keep an eye on your family tree because your heirs matter a lot. If you don't have a good one, your whole kingdom might fall apart. And sometimes, your family members have their own goals and problems, so you gotta keep everyone happy or at least in check. Honestly, it's kinda like playing chess with people instead of pieces. You gotta be smart, patient, and ready for surprises like your son deciding to start a rebellion or your wife secretly plotting against you. It's messy, it's funny, and it's totally addictive. If you're into games where you get to be the boss of a medieval world and love stories full of drama, sneaky moves, and epic power plays, Crusader Kings 3 is your jam. Just don't expect to win every time. This game likes to throw curveballs.
small-minded measure success against the span of a single life. The royal game is played across generations.
Cult of the Lamb. Cult of the Lamb is this super weird but kinda awesome game where you play as a little lamb, yeah, a fluffy sheep dude, who gets saved by some spooky dark power. Now, you're the leader of your own cult, sounds wild, right? But honestly, it's way more fun than it sounds. Your job's to build up your cult's camp. You get to put up huts, grow food, and make sure your followers don't freak out and run away. They're kinda like your little fuzzy squad, but you gotta keep them happy or they start causing drama, which, trust me, you don't want when you're you're trying to be the boss. But here's where it gets cool. The game switches it up between running your cult and going on these action-packed adventures. You explore creepy forests and dungeons, fight weird monsters, and face off against other cult leaders. The fights are easy to get into, not super complicated, but still feel rewarding. Plus, you get to decide how your cult rules. Want to be a nice leader who cares about everyone, or maybe a scary cult boss who rules with an iron hoof? Your choices change how your followers act, and honestly, that's kind of fun to mess around with. So yeah, if you're down for something that's a bit funny, a little spooky, and super different, Cult of the Lamb is totally worth checking out. Just don't let the cuteness fool you. This lamb's got some serious cult boss energy. Desperadoos III. This game is basically a sneaky cowboy adventure. You're in the Wild West leading a crew of outlaws who aren't just good with guns, they're smart and sneaky too. The whole game is about planning your moves carefully, like you're setting up a big puzzle to take down enemies without getting caught. Now here's the thing, this ain't your usual run and gun shooter where you just blast everything. Nope, you gotta sneak around, hide in bushes, distract guards by throwing coins or whistling, and set traps that mess with your enemies in cool ways. Each character in your team has a special skill that makes them unique, like one can hide in shadows, another can charm enemies, and another's basically a trap master. You gotta use all these skills together if you want to get through each mission without blowing your cover. One of the best parts is you can pause the game anytime. When things get crazy, just hit pause, plan out what each person will do, and then watch it all happen. It's kind of like being a super tactical chess player, but with guns, horses, and dusty old towns. Honestly, it makes the whole sneaking and fighting way more fun because you're not just scrambling, you're thinking ahead, which feels so satisfying when your plan actually works. The story is, it's pretty classic Western stuff. You're hunting down bad guys, trying to get revenge and clear your name. There's some nice characters with their own stories, so it's not just about sneaking and shooting, but also about the people you're playing with. And the vibe of the game is actually super cool. The towns look like those old Western movies with dusty streets, saloons with swinging doors, and desert sunsets that make you want to tip your hat. The music adds that extra cowboy feel too, so you really get sucked into that Wild West mood. Honestly, if you're into games where you gotta use your brain and sneak around instead of just running in guns blazing, Desperadoos 3 is a blast. It's kinda like playing a cowboy version of a spy game, and it's super satisfying when you pull off a perfect plan and watch your crew take down the bad guys one by one. So yeah, if you want something that's chill but also makes you think and feel like a total outlaw mastermind, give this one a shot. Just don't yell yeehaw in the middle of a stealth mission where you might mess everything up. Aliens Dark Descent. Here's the deal with Aliens Dark Descent. It's like being stuck on a creepy space mission where things have gone way wrong, and yeah, those scary aliens from the movies are everywhere ready to mess you up. But this game isn't just about shooting fast and wild. No, you gotta be smart and playing like a boss. You're in charge of a squad of tough space marines, and your job is to keep them alive while dealing with these nasty xenomorph monsters. Each marine has their own thing going on. Some are great at blasting aliens, others can sneak around or use special gadgets. You gotta use their skills the right way, or else you'll be watching your squad get wiped out, and that's no fun. The game's super dark and creepy, just like the movies. The tension is real, because you never know when some alien is gonna pop out and ruin your day. Plus, the aliens are fast and smart, so you can't just rush in all crazy. You gotta think ahead and plan your moves. There's also a little bit of base building stuff where you upgrade your squad and get ready for the next nightmare, and the story, it's got that sci-fi mystery vibe where you slowly figure out what's going on with the aliens and why your squad's stuck in this mess.
Suppressive fire! Focus fire on target!
Wayland Utah.